Our greatest weakness may be food, but this mouth-watering meal may have around 0.5 milligram of pesticides in it. If that has to be quantified, it is less than a pinprick. But do you realize that this would mean that you are ingesting pesticide that is more than 40 times what an average American would consume? All pesticides are lethal poisons. In India, indiscriminate and unregulated use of pesticides is poisoning land, water, air and food. India spreads out nearly 90,000 tons of pesticides on its fields, making it one of the largest users in the world. Farmers use pesticides carelessly. Some use the wrong chemical, while others overuse. Many harvest immediately after spraying. That is why there are dangerous levels of pesticide in ladyfingers, tomatoes, cabbage and cauliflower. This is not rain. It is pesticides being sprayed on grape vineyards in Nasik. Harmful fungicides are used to ripen fruits so that it could be rushed to the market. If your cauliflower looks fresh and white, it is because it has been dipped in pesticide. Consumers would rather not buy the natural one, that is a pale yellow. Pesticide residues in vegetables, fruits, pulses, grains and water can cause numerous health complications like cancer, genetic defects and impotency. The toxins are here. The slow poisoning of India is threatening our lives. Welcome to Kerala, God's own country. Sometimes names can be really misleading. Take this area in Kasaragod. It is called Swarg. In Hindi and Malayalam, Swarg means heaven. Nothing could be more ironical. For those in Swarg, this is no heaven, as it is plagued by disease and tragedy. These are some victims from small village hamlets that got exposed to pesticide aerially sprayed for 26 long years in the cashew plantations of Kasaragod district in Kerala. Many of them got paralyzed or are seriously ill. Swarg and other areas like Padre, Mulayar and Belur in Kasaragod district of Kerala have become living examples of how the poison in pesticides could be lethal to our health when used excessively and carelessly. The area is dotted with tragedy-stricken families battling physical deformities, cancers and disorders of the central nervous system. Government studies show it was caused by the aerial spraying of endosulfan on cashew plantations in an area spread over 4,700 hectares. Numerous children in the Vaninagar school in Padre village have complex health problems. When Shruti was born 10 years ago, she had just one leg to use. The other was malformed. Her mother soon died of cancer, leaving Shruti to fend for herself at the tender age of 4. Aimlessly running around the school is 14-year-old Udaya Maniyani, who is mentally challenged. He was almost 9 when he started walking and is still in primary school. He smiles, unaware of the tragedy that stalks his future. Udaya Shetty was born with cerebral palsy. He smiles at strangers and television cameras that film his tragedy. His family sent him to school just to keep him occupied. But children ran away from him in fear. Udaya Naik was born with a hole in his heart. He needs open heart surgery, but his family cannot afford it. Shruti tries to make the best of her life with an artificial leg, but others are not so lucky. Government studies show that the spraying of endosulfan pesticide on the cashew plantations had affected the health of the villagers. Endosulfan is a deadly pesticide banned in many parts of the world. It is mandatory to cover all water sources like wells, tanks and other water bodies during the spraying of such a toxic pesticide. But this was not done. Endosulfan hangs on long after it has been sprayed. Rains wash the deadly pesticide from the mountainous terrain into rivers below, which are drinking water sources. Swarga is one such stream.
I started my practice here in 1982. As I became familiar with the families nearby my clinic, I started noticing that something is peculiar here. There has been high incidences of central nervous system diseases like psychiatric problems and neurological deficits, mental retardation, cerebral palsy, congenital abnormalities, and moreover cancer cases. For the last 2 years, because of a court order banning endosulfan spray, there has been no spray here. The very good thing here is the life has started improving. The ecology, the nature has started improving. We can see the birds, actually birds, fishes, reptiles, all had been extinguished from here during the spray time.
As the tragedy of the victims got media exposure, the Indian Council of Medical Research asked the National Institute of Occupational Health to study the effects of endosulfan exposure on school children in Vaninagar. The study showed children had congenital abnormalities. Male children suffered from delayed sexual maturity, while female children matured early. Another study by the Kerala's Health Department also found cases of congenital abnormalities, mental retardation, cancer and infertility in areas where the aerial spraying was done. Endosulfan was also found in the blood samples of children. 14-year-old Manikandan from Muliyar has a serious skin problem. He stays close to the cashew plantations. He finds it difficult to sleep at night as his skin itches and hurts. Manikandan dropped out of school when he found that other students were refusing to sit with him.
ഈ മരുന്ന് ഹെലികോപ്റ്ററിൽ മരുന്ന് അടിക്കാൻ വരുന്നുണ്ട്. നമ്മൾ ഈല തന്നെ ഫോരയിലോടിയാണ് പോകുന്നത് ഈ കൂപ്പിലേക്ക്. അപ്പോൾ ഈല അതിനെ കൊണ്ട് വന്നില്ലൊരു സംശയം. അത് ഈ കിണറ്റിലും പിന്നെ നമ്മൾ പാത്രം വെള്ളത്തിന് പുറത്തെല്ലാം വെക്കുമ്പോൾ അടച്ചു വെക്കലൊന്നുമില്ല. പല സൂക്കേടും ഛർദിയും പനിയും തലവേദന പനിയായിട്ടെല്ലാം കിടക്കും.
20-year-old Ashraf also lived very close to the plantation in Muliyar. He was fit and healthy in primary school, but gradually his eyesight weakened, walking became difficult, and today he is mentally challenged. But Ashraf's father, Abdul, is now more worried about Shahina, his 10-year-old daughter. She is developing similar symptoms. Her eyesight is getting weaker. Nizamuddin from Nattanige village looks 3, but he is 7. His growth has been severely retarded. He does not speak, but mumbles. He too lived very close to a cashew plantation. But seeing what happened to him, his family shifted a kilometer away. But it is just too late. In the same area is 22-year-old Hemlata. Her mother remembers how she walked to school through the plantations while the spraying was on. But after the 7th standard, she found life going out of her hands and legs. Today she cannot move at all and lies in a corner.